One Piece recently gave fans quite a lot of information about the events of God Valley. This particular incident was first brought up in the story nearly 4 years ago, and ever since then, fans have been waiting for Oda to explore this event in full detail. While a full look at this war was not provided, Kuma's flashback was enough for the fans to get an idea of what exactly transpired on this island 38 years ago. Among the many powerful pirates that were present on this island was also Big Mom, who, at the time, was simply known as Lin Lin. Interestingly, she could have fought against one of the strongest people in the entire world of One Piece on this day, and that is none other than Saturn. The arrival of the Rocks pirates in God Valley 38 years ago, the native hunting games were held by the Celestial Dragons in God Valley. Essentially, these games are held by them every 3 years on an island that is unaffiliated with the world government. They turn the entire population of the island into targets, killing which grants points to the Celestial Dragons participating in the games. Whoever ends up with the most points at the end of the game is declared the winner and is granted an award. This is quite a cruel practice, and 38 years ago, this game was being held in God Valley. Ginny, one of the slaves, leaked this information out to the outside world, and, thanks to that, the Rocks pirates managed to get to this island in the West Blue. This is largely because the rewards for that year's native hunting games were 2 powerful devil fruits. One of them was the Azure Dragon fruit, which fans know that Kaido ended up eating, while the other one was the Pawpaw fruit, which fans know that Kuma ended up eating. These 2 powerful devil fruits were enough for many major pirate crews to attack God Valley, and it was certainly an interesting ordeal. Of course, among these major pirate crews were the Rocks pirates as well, and they were certainly the most dangerous force present on the island on the day of the God Valley incident. Fans got to see a proper lineup of all the members of the Rocks pirates, and they certainly looked incredibly intimidating. One particular member of the Rocks pirates, who ended up becoming crucial in the God Valley incident, was none other than Big Mom. How Big Mom got Kaido's devil fruit. As soon as the Rocks pirates arrived in God Valley 38 years ago, the idea was to grab the devil fruits that were potentially stolen from them in the first place. They wanted to acquire these fruits, and while doing that, the crew turned the mission into a small competition, which saw all the major pirates hunt with more zeal than ever before. Every single member of the Rocks pirates was looking for these 2 devil fruits, and the one who ended up getting to them in the end was none other than Big Mom. Fans know that Big Mom is one of the most powerful pirates to have ever lived in the world of One Piece. However, she isn't just strong but also very smart. In a crew full of dangerous members, she was the only one who managed to get close to the goal. This is also because she has quite an advantage over many other pirates, thanks to her powerful homies, who grant her incredible abilities, such as flight. Eventually, Big Mom was the one who came across the slaves who had the devil fruits in their grasp. Moments before Ivankov could eat Kaido's devil fruit, Big Mom attacked him and successfully managed to get her hand on this powerful devil fruit. In essence, Big Mom was one of the most efficient pirates in God Valley 38 years ago. Kuma stopped by Saturn. Meanwhile, the second devil fruit, which was also a part of the reward of the God Valley's native hunting games, was acquired by Kuma. Big Mom was right in front of him, and, immediately after she got access to Kaido's devil fruit, she then tried to get her hands on the Nikyu Nikyu no Mi as well. It was Ivankov who ordered Kuma to consume the devil fruit and attempt to run away. Even if one person among the slaves managed to escape the native hunting games, it would be their victory, since nobody in history has ever managed to do that. Big Mom certainly did attempt to get her hands on the other devil fruit as well. However, she failed at this because Kuma wasted absolutely no time in trying to consume it. He ate the entire thing and, thus, gained the powers of this incredible devil fruit, opening up a path of liberation for himself and many other slaves on that day. Actually, Kuma was desperately looking for a way out immediately after eating the devil fruit. However, he was stopped by none other than Saturn. Saturn stood in front of him menacingly and knocked him down with his powers. He then told him that he had to remain a slave for his entire life due to belonging to the Buccaneer race. Of course, Kuma rejected this message, making it clear that he wanted to be like Nika. Somehow, he managed to do just that in God Valley on that day. Not only did he save himself and Ivankov, but he also managed to save 500 slaves, sending them to different locations of the world, and, for himself, Ivankov, and Ginny, he managed to pick the Sorbet Kingdom as their location. Did Big Mom fight Saturn? It is highly likely that Big Mom was the one who fought against Saturn in God Valley. While this is a fight that fans didn't really get to see in the chapter, thinking of it simply makes quite a lot of sense. For instance, the devil fruits were the rewards of the native hunting games, and the celestial dragons would absolutely not like these powerful fruits falling into the hands of the wrong pirates. This is especially true for Kaidos fruit, given that it was clearly mentioned to be one of the strongest in history. This devil fruit was in Big Mom's possession. Saturn was standing right in front of Big Mom, and for him to simply let a pirate escape with such a powerful devil fruit would be simply ridiculous. Furthermore, Ivankov, who was attacked by Big Mom, somehow managed to survive, which means that Big Mom let him go, and Kuma, who was at Saturn's mercy, also escaped, likely due to his attention being turned towards someone else. This person could very well have been Big Mom. It is possible that Saturn and Big Mom ended up clashing on the island of God Valley 38 years ago. At this point, Big Mom was a very capable pirate and certainly stronger than the likes of Kaido, who was merely an apprentice. Big Mom would be capable of holding her own against Saturn, and, given that fans have already seen Big Mom in the aftermath of the God Valley incident, it can be assumed that she did not sustain any big injuries at all. Somehow, Big Mom also managed to maintain her grasp over this powerful devil fruit, which suggests that she either fended off Saturn or managed to cleverly trick him and got away. Either way, that would be a failure on Saturn's part and a major victory for Big Mom. And in other news, One Piece. The strength of the Rocks Pirates explained. The Rocks Pirates were one of the most influential pirate crews in the One Piece world, and even though they are not active anymore, their members went on to shape an entire generation. This pirate crew was first teased in the Wano arc of One Piece between Acts 2 and 3. Sengoku mentioned that the Rocks Pirates were an incredible group that had sent shivers down the spine of everyone in the world nearly 40 years ago. He also mentioned that 38 years ago, the Rocks Pirates ceased to exist on an island known as God Valley. The collaboration of the Roger Pirates and the Navy were successful in subduing this pirate crew and defeating Captain Rocks. Now, Oda has given a proper glimpse of the Rocks Pirates to the fans, and it is safe to say that their strength is far greater than one could have ever imagined. The members of the Rocks Pirates. In One Piece chapter 1096, the Rocks Pirates finally arrived in God Valley. This was made possible thanks to Ginny, who appears to have been an expert when it comes to intel gathering and things of that sort. She leaked the information about the prized devil fruits of the native hunting games to the outside world. Eventually, this information was picked up by the major part of crews and, of course, the Rocks Pirates were greatly interested in this as well. It appears that these two devil fruits were likely taken from the pirate island to begin with. As such, Rocks went to this island with a goal, and that was to retrieve these powerful devil fruits. Unfortunately, fans did not get to see Captain Rocks in One Piece chapter 1096. However, the other members of the crew were all visible in full glory. Rocks was only heard shouting orders to the crew and, shortly after that, he completely vanished. Then, fans got a proper look at the lineup of the incredible members of the Rocks Pirates. This group included Whitebeard, Stussy, Charlotte Linlin, Strusen, Shiki, Gloriosa, Kaido, Captain John, Achiku, and Silver Axe, among others. It is clear to see that this pirate crew included quite a lot of incredibly capable members, all of whom went on to become even greater pirates in the future of the One Piece world. This lineup was absolutely scary for any marine or world government official, given that these pirates are some of the strongest to have ever lived in the One Piece world, the strongest members of the Rocks crew. Of course, at this point, none of the members of the Rocks Pirates would have been at their peaks. However, that certainly does not mean that they were weak either. Just because they were under rocks is not an indication of the fact that they were not strong. there are actually quite a lot of divisions that can be seen in the Rocks pirates at this point. For instance, Whitebeard did not believe that he was below Rocks in terms of authority or strength. He did not take Rocks to be his captain properly, however. Then again, he did serve Rocks and was a member of the Rocks pirates. Furthermore, the likes of characters such as Shiki and Big Mom are already equipped with their strongest assets at this point in the story. Shiki has both Odo and Kagurashi already equipped, and judging by the way he is talking, he might have already acquired the powers of the Fuwa no Mi as well. Meanwhile, Big Mom is fully capable of controlling her homies, and her strength seems to be much greater than most members of the crew at this point. Gloriosa, a member of the Kuja, would have been an incredibly adept user of haki, making her very dangerous as well. Interestingly, Kaido, at this point, would not have been at his strongest, and this is simply because he did not have his devil fruit at the time, and he was merely an apprentice. That said, he would still have been monstrously powerful. The strength of Captain Rocks. When it comes to Captain Rocks, it is highly likely that he was the strongest pirate of this era. This is indicated by the fact that Roger collided with him 1 year ago and seemed to have been carrying a grudge ever since. The implication here is that Roger was not able to defeat Captain Rocks and could potentially have lost the battle to him. This would then also explain why Sengoku believed that Rocks was the greatest adversary that Roger ever faced in his entire life. Another indication of the fact that Rocks was the strongest at this time is the fact that Garp and Roger had to team up to defeat him, and both of them would likely have been users of Conqueror's haki at this point. For one, Garp is literally shown wielding this power in One Piece chapter 1096. Meanwhile, Roger, without the power to wield haki and a devil fruit, would not have been able to complete the journey across the entire Grand Line, including the New World, which he would have completed 1 year prior to the God Valley incident. It would simply have been impossible for him to do so without having been equipped with powerful haki. The fact that Rocks was still able to best Roger before the God Valley incident suggests that he was truly the strongest of this era. Whether he had a devil fruit or not remains to be seen, however. What fans do know is that he would most certainly have had incredibly powerful haki, given his ambition. How strong were the Rocks pirates? When taking into consideration the incredibly powerful members of the Rocks pirates and the strength of the captain, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that the Rocks pirates are the strongest pirate crew to have ever existed in the One Piece world. Even after them, no pirate crew that has existed comes close to this group in terms of raw power. While it is quite clear that the underlings that Rocks possessed at the time were not at their peaks, or even close to the level that they acquired later on in the story, they were still monstrously powerful. Big Mom was already equipped with the strongest weapons. Whitebeard already had a Seijo Awazamono grade blade. Shiki appeared to have had his powers, and so on. While their skill was certainly refined in the coming years, they were still much stronger than any Yonko underlings that fans have seen in the story over the years. By all means, the Rocks pirates were the strongest pirate crew to have ever existed. Rocks himself was a monster strong enough to defeat even Roger, and that is a damning statement in itself. Had this crew managed to get in some teamwork, they would have succeeded in becoming the greatest force on the seas, and, at the same time, could have taken over the entire world as well. That's a wrap for this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back with more amazing videos very soon.